The word abide appears 11 times in today's gospel reading. Another word for abide is endure. Jesus says, "Abide in me as I abide in you. Endure in me as I endure in you." A grapevine is something that is outside, exposed to all kinds of weather, storms, heat and cold, springtime dew, summer sun. Branches on the vine must endure with the vine, and the vine must endure with the branches. They endure together the extremes of thin, stark winter and fat, sultry summer. They are intertwined with one another, and they endure all things together. What does it mean to abide in Christ? In his passion, the disciples were presented with very concrete opportunities to abide in him, to endure in him. In the garden, Jesus asked them to watch with him, to endure with him, but they couldn't stay awake. Peter could not abide in Christ in the courtyard of the high priest. Speaking for himself, the disciples, and the whole world, he declared, "I do not know the man." Recently, I watched a PBS documentary about the life of Harper Lee, the author of To Kill a Mockingbird. The novel's iconic figure, Atticus Finch, a white man, provides a poignant illustration of what it means to abide in someone. As you probably know, Atticus is a lawyer who represents a black man, Tom Robinson. Tom is wrongly accused of raping a white woman in a small southern town at the height of the Jim Crow era. As the story unfolds, it becomes clear that Atticus is much more than a lawyer to Tom and to Tom's family. Atticus is their friend. We know this because we see Atticus abide in them. We see him endure in them. Atticus is willing to lay down his life for them. His very children are at risk. Atticus lays down his professional life, his social life, his livelihood in that small town where relationships are close and immediate. He does these things to abide in Tom. You know, it is in the laying down of professional life, social life, livelihood, where moment by moment, most Christians in our culture today live their lives for Jesus or not, abide in Jesus or not. Atticus illustrates very well how to abide in someone who is in need, but let's face it, Atticus is merely a fictional character. Peter and the disciples, though, are real-life characters, as are you and I. Peter and the disciples are called to actually live life, just as we are called to actually live life. How can we abide in Jesus and in others? How can we endure in Jesus and in others? Where will we get the strength to abide in someone like Jesus when to do so can threaten professional life, social life, and livelihood? Today we are told by Jesus to do it. Just do it. Abide in him. Abide in his love. But that goes against the world, and it carries a very high price. Peter and the disciples were told to do it. Just do it, but by Jesus himself in the flesh. But even they could not abide in Jesus in his time of deepest need. But then, the resurrection.